Noah was a good man. He loved his family dearly and always put them first. He was known throughout his village for his kindness and generosity. He helped people whenever he could, offering a helping hand or a kind word to those in need. One day, God spoke to Noah. God was sad and troubled by what he saw on earth. People were not being nice to each other. They were arguing, fighting, and being mean. The world was filled with anger and hatred. God wanted to start over. He had a plan to cleanse the world and make it a better place. God had a very special job for Noah. He chose Noah because of his goodness and faith. Build an ark, God said, a giant wooden ship. Noah was surprised and a bit overwhelmed. A giant ship? That sounded hard, but Noah trusted God. He knew that if God asked him to do it, it must be important. Noah listened carefully to every detail. God told him exactly how to build the ark. He gave Noah precise instructions and measurements. The ark had to be big and strong, like a floating zoo. It needed to hold many animals and withstand the coming flood. God warned Noah, the world will flood, everything will be covered in water. The ark will keep you and your family safe. Noah believed God and knew he had to act quickly. He was scared, but he knew he had to obey. The task was daunting, but Noah's faith gave him strength. It was a big responsibility, but Noah was brave. He knew that this was his mission and he was determined to see it through. He decided to build the biggest, strongest ark ever. With faith and determination, Noah set out to complete the task that God had given him. Noah started working right away. Chop, chop, he cut down tall, strong trees. Bang, bang, he hammered the wood into a giant ship. It was hard work. Animals gathered, watching Noah work. Birds chirped from the branches. Even a playful monkey lent a hand, or paw. Everyone was curious about the giant ship. Days turned into weeks. The ark grew taller and wider. People saw Noah building. They laughed and said he was crazy. A flood? Impossible, they said. But Noah didn't listen. He kept building. He knew God would keep his promise. Noah had faith. Soon, the ark was almost finished. It was time to gather the animals. God told Noah, "Bring 2 of every animal, a male and a female. They will be safe with you on the ark." Noah opened the ark's giant doors. Animals started coming. 2 by 2, they marched up the ramp. Lions roared, elephants trumpeted, and monkeys chattered excitedly. Birds flew in singing cheerful songs. Snakes slithered past, hissing hello. The ark was like a giant floating zoo. There were furry creatures, scaly creatures, and even slimy creatures. Noah made sure everyone had food and water. He wanted them to be comfortable. Finally, it was time. Noah and his family climbed aboard the ark. The animals were already making themselves at home. The rain began to fall softly. The adventure was about to begin. The rain came down harder and harder. Rivers overflowed, turning into raging torrents that swept away everything in their path. The sky was dark and ominous, filled with relentless clouds that showed no sign of stopping. Soon the whole world was covered in water. Every hill and mountain disappeared beneath the rising waves. The once bustling towns and cities were now silent, submerged under the vast expanse of water. The ark started to float. It was a sturdy vessel built to withstand the mighty flood. As the waters rose, the ark lifted gently, carrying its precious cargo. It bobbed up and down on the waves. The ark moved with the rhythm of the water, sometimes gently, sometimes more roughly, but always staying afloat. Inside the ark, it was safe and warm. The animals were snug in their stalls, and the family had everything they needed to survive the storm. Noah sang songs with the animals. His family told stories to pass the time, sharing memories and dreams of the future. Sometimes the storm was loud, with thunder crashing and lightning flashing, but Noah reminded everyone that God would keep them safe. His words brought comfort and reassurance. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain poured down. It seemed endless, with no break in the deluge. The sound of the rain became a constant backdrop to their days and nights. The ark drifted on the water, carrying its precious cargo. The animals and Noah's family were safe inside, floating above the submerged world. Outside, the world was covered in water, but inside there was hope. They knew that one day, the rain would stop, and they would find dry land again. Then, one day, the rain stopped. The clouds began to part, revealing a glimpse of blue sky. The sun peeked out from behind the clouds. Its warm rays brought a sense of relief and joy to everyone on the ark. A beautiful rainbow appeared in the sky. It was a sight to behold, with vibrant colors stretching across the horizon. It was a sign from God, a promise that he would never flood the earth again. The rainbow was a symbol of hope and a new beginning for all. Slowly, the water began to go down. The flood that had covered the earth for so long was finally receding. The once endless sea was now revealing the tops of mountains and hills. The ark rested on top of a mountain. It had been a long journey, but now it was finally over. The ark had found a safe place to land. Noah sent out a dove. He watched it fly away, hoping it would find a sign of life, a sign that the earth was ready to welcome them back. It returned with a green olive branch in its beak. Land! This was the sign Noah had been waiting for. The earth was beginning to heal. Finally, after many days, Noah opened the ark's doors. Sunlight streamed in. The animals cheered. They had been cooped up for so long, and now they could finally feel the warmth of the sun on their faces. They were so happy to see land again. The sight of green grass and trees filled them with joy. It was a sight they had almost forgotten. They ran, jumped, and played in the sunshine. The animals were free to roam and explore their new home. It was a time of celebration and relief. Noah, his family, and all the animals stepped onto the dry land. They took their first steps into a world that was fresh and new, a world full of possibilities. They were grateful to be safe. The journey had been long and difficult, but they had made it through. Their hearts were filled with gratitude and hope. God had kept his promise. He had protected them through the storm and brought them to safety. It was a promise fulfilled, a testament to their faith. Noah looked up at the rainbow and smiled. The rainbow was a sign of God's promise, a reminder that they were never alone. The world was new again. The flood had washed away the old, and now it was time to start anew. The land was fresh, and the air was clean. It was time for a fresh start. Noah and his family, along with all the animals, were ready to begin this new chapter of their lives. Noah knew that God would always be with them, just like the beautiful rainbow that shined in the sky. It was a symbol of hope and a promise of a bright future.